G, and it is Sunday, the 25th of March, and I'm about 3 hours away from hopping on the train and heading down to San Diego. So I am just about to start the Pacific Crest Trail, and this is my obligatory gear video. So I'm just going to do a quick little rundown and show you guys what I'll be carrying and all that. I'm not going to take the time to put like all of my grams and ounces on the video. I don't really feel like it. But I do have a spreadsheet on my laptop right here, so I'll just link in the video description. I'll just put a link to the spreadsheet if you guys want to go and look at all that kind of minutia. My base weight is 25 pounds though, give or take, so I'm a little bit heavier than most of the people that are starting the Pacific Crest Trail this year, admittedly. But hopefully throughout the course of this video you guys can kind of see where my extra weight comes from and why I carry that extra weight. So I guess I'll just get right into it. I'll start with the stuff that I'm not going to be carrying on my back, so I'll just do my clothes first, I suppose. I hike in a kilt, so this is just like a Mountain Hardwear kilt. I've had it for years. It's been beaten up and patched up, but I love it. I'm never going to go back to hiking in pants. I do a long sleeve shirt as well for sun and bugs. It's just kind of made out of that stretchy, like Under Armour kind of material. So that's my active layer pretty much. That's all I wear while I'm hiking. I have a couple of different options when it comes to my hats. This will be my summertime hat. Kind of like unfolds and it'll keep the sun off of my neck if I need it to. It's just got a couple of patches on it. These are the logos for my favorite bands, by the way. If you don't recognize these logos, then, I mean, I'm sorry, I guess. This is my 3-season hat. It's waterproof, Gore-Tex, lined with felt, so I'll use that when it's rainy or getting cold at night, that kind of thing. And then my wintertime hat is just just a normal fleece-lined beanie. Go Gators. Moving on to what I wear on my feet, I just carry 3 pairs of socks with me. I've got this is Darn Tough socks that I'll wear most of the time, get them replaced for free when I need to. And then when it's wet and cold and rainy out, I have Dry Max socks. These things just wick water right off of your feet. I mean, they're amazing. And then I have some Smart Wool, super thick, like really warm sleeping socks that I'll just use these to sleep with. And then just a little dry bag for my dirty socks. I kind of have a bum ankle, so I'm going to start hiking the PCT with a really good ankle brace to try to, prevent injuries before they arise. My shoes, I hike in Ultra Raptors by La Sportiva. They have the green super feet down inside of there. These are great, great insoles, by the way. These guys are a little bit heavier than a lot of the trail runners you can buy these days, but man, I've hiked in these shoes for years. I think this is my 4th or 5th pair of them. I just love them so much, I'll never hike in anything else. And then just some Dirty Girl Gators to go in there. My camp shoes are just little kind of Mary Jane style Crocs. They have some straps on them, so they're good for river crossing. It's a good kind of toe box, so I don't stub my toes in the middle of the night. And then I can just fold these straps over and slip them on just like a normal pair of clogs. I think that is it. Oh yeah, just a couple of bandanas. I have a green bandana and a black bandana. And then my gloves are just Outdoor Research, kind of fleece gloves. I've got a waterproof shell that goes around it if I need that. My shorts, these are my town shorts for when I'm doing laundry. I'll use these as swimming trunks if I need to. And then my kilt actually rides a little bit high on me, so if I need a little bit of modesty, I can slip these on underneath my kilt when there's a church group or a Boy Scout group around me, And then I've just got, a simple pair of glasses. I don't even remember where these came from. This is a little survival band that I made myself. It just has a compass, a light, a whistle, big old watch on there. I doubt this thing will actually make it the whole trail. I'll probably mail this home in like Kennedy Meadows or something, we'll see. And then my sleeping stuff, I just have, I think this is REI brand, just microfiber, wool. Everybody's got a pair of these, pretty standard. For my puffy, I actually have a little down vest that I hike in. And then this guy is an old Sierra Designs jacket that I just took and literally cut the jacket in half and then sewed up the elastic band around the bottom of it. So this guy will be like my hood, my sleeves, kind of like keep my core a little bit warmer when I need to. And then when it gets really cold, I can put, both of these guys on at once and it'll make a really kind of thick, super warm jacket. And I'll mail 1 or 2 of these guys home as needed as well. Oh yeah, and then here's my bag that I put all my clothes in. You know, it also doubles as a pillow. And then my rain gear, I just have a, I think this is a rain kilt made by War Bonnet, and then I use the anti-gravity gear, like lightweight rain jacket. So that's all of my clothing. Moving on to the stuff I'm actually gonna carry. For my big four, I just carry a big Agnes. This is a women's sleeping bag, so it's a little bit lighter, a little bit more down, you know, per square inch. And then my pad, I think this is a big Agnes Cube Core SLX. Super light, I like it a lot. And then it's cold, being that it's March, so I'm actually going to start the trail with a Sea to Summit bag liner as well. And then my shelter is just a War Bonnet Blackbird hammock. I love this thing so much. This is actually the double layer hammock, so it's about twice as heavy as this hammock could be. I have whoopee slings on it to try to cut down the weight a little bit, but it's pretty heavy, to be honest. I like the double nest because you can stash your sleeping pad in there if you want to. My bag actually has a sewn-in sleeve for my sleeping pad, so I don't do that anymore, but I could if I needed to. And then also, if I ever want to have company in my hammock, it's actually nice to have this extra layer because it can, you know, carry a little bit more weight, as it were. And then my tarp is just it's a War Bonnet. This is the Thunderfly, I think it's called. I used to carry the big Mama Jamma, and I actually haven't tried this out in the field yet, but it's a little bit lighter than my Mama Jamma was, and it's got the doors on it, all this fancy modern age bells and whistles. And then my suspension is pretty simple. I just carry a handful of little stakes. I got some sand stakes in there, some snow stakes, whoopee slings, you know, toggles. Nothing fancy there. And then my pack here, this is a ULA Epic pack. This thing actually weighs 3 pounds, so it's not as light as a lot of the packs you guys are carrying these days. But man, I see guys spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on really nice, ultra lightweight packs, and then they only last for one through hike, or a through hike and a half if you really baby your gear, you know? This guy, I mean, he's been with me on the Appalachian Trail. It did the entire Colorado Trail with me. It's climbed 40 14ers in Colorado with me. I mean, I don't expect to ever have to replace this pack, you know? I just got a couple pillows in there to show you what it's gonna look like. Worst case scenario is I pop a hole in this dry bag here, and I can just replace the dry bag, and the frame should last for life, you know? So, I love this guy. Never gonna hike in anything else. So that's my big four. Oh yeah, and then my ground cover. Just a little strip of tie back. I think it's, you know, 3 feet by 6 or 7 feet. I'm not really sure. But that's my whole sleeping system right there. On to my kitchen stuff. I'm just gonna use a platypus gravity filter for probably the desert section and whenever the water is gonna be kind of funky. And then I just use a little dropper full of bleach as like a backup water treatment system. Once I get to Kennedy Meadows and I'm gonna be drinking mostly snow melt, I'll probably just mail this guy home. And bleach will be my only source of treating my water. I've done it before, I'm not scared. People have a lot of mixed opinions about bleach, but it works for me. And then just a little snack bag right here. My food bag is just a, you know, simple dry bag. My stove, I actually don't remember the name of this brand, but it's kind of it's a little bit wider than a Jetboil, so it can fit a full-sized gas can in there instead of one of those little mini-sized guys. And then this is my stove right here. Oli Camp is the name of it. It's a little bit lighter than a Jetboil. I've used it in the city. I haven't tried it in the field yet, so we'll see what happens. And then, you know, I've just got a little homemade cozy that thing will slide right into. And then I just use a long titanium spoon, just like everyone else. The only stuff I have for food so far is a bottle of olive oil and a bag of ground up coffee. So I'll be picking up my food in San Diego or Campo in a couple of days. We'll see. For my water bladder, I just use the Platypus 2-liter bladder. I've got a 1-liter bladder for making mixed drinks and stuff that I don't want to taint this bladder with. If I get in a tight spot and I need to carry more than 3 liters of water at a time, I'm not scared of just using my dirty bag that comes with my Platypus. You know, if I have to, I'll put a couple drops of bleach in there and I'll call it a clean bag. That'll be that. My toiletries here, I mean, pretty standard. I just got floss, some hand sanitizer, toothpaste. I actually used to hike with nothing but Dr. Bronner's soap, and I would just brush my teeth with Dr. Bronner's and use it for everything. It was not very pleasant, shall we say. So I'm trying to go soapless this time, so I sacrificed my Dr. Bronner's so I could hike with a little thing of toothpaste. So we'll see how that goes. And then, you know, a little foldable toothbrush, a little roll of toilet paper, and just a little kind of washcloth sized microfiber towel. That's all you really need. I've got a little keychain here. This just has, you know, chapstick. It's got a little light. I'm notorious for losing my lighters and other things, so I actually tethered my lighter and my Swiss Army knife to myself. So hopefully I can actually keep these things on me for the entire trail. We'll see. Then I've just got a wallet. I've got my name and my phone number written on there, IDs, you know, paper to stencil on. I have my PCT permit and my California campfire permit in there. So this is actually just the liner for a normal wallet. So it's pretty lightweight, hopefully waterproof once I put it in a Ziploc bag. This stuff right here, I'm using the GutHook app on the smartphone that's filming me right now for my guidebook. But just in case, I printed off little tiny maps for the first several hundred miles of the trail, so if I'm not able to keep my phone charged and I can't access GutHook's app, I'll have a little bit of a backup. You know, this combined with that tiny little compass I've got on my bracelet, I should be able to find my way out of a sticky situation if I need to. And then I've got my electronics bag right here. This just has, you know, SIM cards, earbuds, phone charger. I like to hike with a Sharpie. I have a highlighter so I can kind of highlight my maps as I go. And then a little bit of tobacco in there, and a little bit of hash as well. I hike with I'm going to try out a solar panel for the first time. This is actually in a bag right now. I'll strip this bag off once I get out of the desert to save a little bit of weight. But I think this is a Rhenology solar panel. I'm going to try it out. I figured out here on the West Coast, I'll get enough sun that I should be able to just clip this guy onto the outside of my pack. And then I'll just keep my phone plugged in pretty much 24/7. I'm hoping that I get enough sunlight to not have to carry one of those external battery packs like everybody else does. My phone's got a pretty big battery anyway, so I hope that I shouldn't have to worry about it. If this fails me, what I'll do is mail this home and just get a battery pack, you know, like everybody else. And then a headlamp. I think this is a Black Diamond Storm. It's waterproof. It's kind of heavy. I might switch to a rechargeable headlamp if this solar panel does work out for me. We'll see. This guy is just a little, it's a little stand. You know, I can slap this thing on my phone, clip it around a tree, and record some videos for y'all while I'm out there. That's it for my electronics, pretty much. And then the last but not least is my first aid kit. I actually hike with a first aid kit that is much heavier than most of you guys. You know, I see a lot of guys with a couple of gauze pads and some duct tape. I imagine that I'll mail probably a good 1/2 to 3/4 of this home before I leave, but I'm going to start hiking a little bit heavy. See what I use, what I don't use, I'll just mail home. Maybe when I get to the hotel, you know, tomorrow night, I'll sit down and actually bust this open for you guys, but in the interest of time, let's just say that I'm pretty well prepared for just about everything that could come my way. And then this is actually very clutch for the first several hundred miles. This is a really, really high strength zinc oxide. So I'll use this for burns, I'll use it for sunscreen, for the parts of my body that aren't covered up by clothing. I also use this for chafing and pack rash and just the kind of issues you have to deal with your first couple of weeks out there. So this is, I know this is big, this is 3 ounces and it weighs 85 grams, but I'm going to burn through this stuff my first couple of weeks, and then I'll just switch it into a smaller container once I need to. And then, you know, I have a little sewing kit. I have some tenacious tape in there, a couple of zip ties, some shock cord, sewing needles, patches, safety pins, you know, that kind of stuff. This is actually a little bit on the heavy side too, so what I don't use I'll probably just toss inside of my bounce box and access this once every couple of weeks. Bear line, gotta have that. Unfortunately, I'll have to rent a bear safe once I get to, you know, Yosemite and Sequoia and Lassen National Park, but for now I'm just gonna hang my bag and worry about a bear safe when I have to. And then for my luxury item, I just hike with a pirate flag. This guy's seen the highest point in, gosh, like 15 or 16 states by now. It's been with me for every mile that I've hiked and every trail. It's flown on the top of most of the 14ers in Colorado. I just never leave home without it. And that is it, you guys. I don't think I forgot about anything. Oh, my trekking poles. Last but not least, my Lecky trekking poles. I've had them for years. I'm about to travel on public transit, so I just put some little beer koozies around the tips. I have some tape wrapped up around them if I need that. Once I get to Kennedy Meadows, I'm going to have my winter gear sent to me, so I'll mail one of these home, and then I'm going to get a black diamond whippet that has a self-arrest device attached to it. At that point, I'll switch out my kilt for a pair of pants. I'm going to switch out my DGs for a pair of like snow-proof, waterproof gaiters, and then I'm also carrying Catula micro spikes. I think that should be enough to get me through the really sticky winter sections. If you guys want to follow my adventures, I'll try to post some videos onto this YouTube page as I can. I also have a Facebook that I'll be dumping most of my photos into and short little videos and stuff. And then I just created an Instagram account. So if you want to get a bunch of hashtags and quick little snapshots, you can follow me on Instagram as well. Alright, thank you to my cameraman, Uncle Fred, and wish me luck, you guys. So here we go. I'm about 5 minutes away from taking off. Got everything packed up into my pack here, and let's check out my weight. Base weight without food, fuel, or water. It's right around, let's see if I can stand still, 150 pounds. And then if I pop my pack off here, me, without my pack, 127 and a half, 128 pounds, we'll say. So that means my base weight is 22 pounds. Not bad. I'll see you out there.